Hello, YouTube, and thank you so much for joining me in this vlog that I want to see if I can start making a regular thing. I just wanted to basically archive my personal collection, mostly basketball cards. I do want to get into other collectibles at some point. You can see my Joe Montana rookie card back there in the background that I just recently picked up. I want to do some more vintage football, as I do think that that's still category that's really underappreciated at the moment, and get into some other collectibles at some point. But for right now, my main focus for a while has been doing a basketball rookie card collection. Really, it's mostly basketball players that I believe are the 50 greatest players of all time. You can see some of them that I think really, if you look at historical numbers and their impact on the game, they are the 50 greatest. Similar to what the NBA did back in 1997 during the 50th anniversary season, and what they're going to do here in a few months, they'll have to commemorate their 75th anniversary. They'll have a new 75 greatest players ever, and so my collection may become 75, but at the moment I still kind of want to focus on just 50. And these are about 20 or so that I've collected here recently, and that I've consolidated from my past collection into just a few cards here at the moment, but a few, I think, important cards that I really wanted to collect in this collection of the 50 greatest players. And I'll try and throw up a list so you guys can see who I believe are the 50 greatest, and we can debate who should be on that list at some point if you want to. And then I'll also do other videos, I think, of just my likes and dislikes of the hobby in general, and why I love collecting basketball cards and how it ties into the history of the NBA. But for right now, I'll just go over a few of these cards here that I currently have. So you see here, you got the 1989 Hoops David Robinson PSA Mint 9, the Admiral, who I think is definitely top 30, top 35 greatest player. Got the Dirk Nowitzki SP Authentic PSA 8.5. I love these. I still remember seeing these SP Authentic cards when they start posting the pictures of them in the Beckett monthly magazine. I always thought that they were really cool looking. The Dirk, the Vince Carter, the Paul Pierce, all of them. I always really wanted to have them. So I have the Dirk. I've got a Steve Nash Finest Refractor. I've always liked the Topps Finest cards, and I always like trying to get refractors when I can. It's getting harder and harder to find the refractors and getting them at a decent price. They've all jumped up to some pretty crazy prices over the years, but that's a nice one that didn't cost too much money. 95 Finest Kevin Garnett, PSA 9. I always like the finest cards. I like Topps Chrome quite a bit as well, but I really think the Topps finest cards from the 90s and 2000, early 2000s are really underrated and still somewhat undervalued. I was just like they're looking. They had really cool designs. Another cool design is the 96 Flair Showcase, Row Zero Allen Iverson. These these are just really cool 90s designs, even just for a base card. Although these Row Zeros are still pretty scarce, or somewhat rare at least. Getting them as an 8 or above, especially, I mean, it's really hard to get these graded as a 9 or definitely a 10, which is why they go for pretty crazy prices at PSA 9 or 10. You've got a Topps Kevin McHale 81. This is a mint 9. Nice little classic vintage card. You got the 74 Topps George Gervin, PSA 8, the Iceman. I am a fan of the 70s cards for sure. I know you probably hear that from a lot of people, but I mean, they were pretty cool and just designs that you just don't see in the industry anymore, that's for sure. And you see my Dr. J, of course, here in the background. I'll go show you that. I mean, just love this look. I mean, you got bright colors. You got a great picture with the nice big afro. You got the ABA basketball. Yeah, just great, huge 70s style font and just popping colors and just cards you just don't see made this way anymore for sure. There's something just really cool about them still. And then you got my 69 Topps Tall Boy of Willis Reed. You know, this is the only tall boy I have for right now. I definitely will try and get the others. There's some others here pretty soon. Love the tall boy look as well, of course. I love how that looks in the SGC black and white holder. It just really pops in that holder and just looks really great. Those vintage Topps cards just look great in those SGC slabs. Here's a 57 Topps, going really old school. Bob Pettit, one of the first great players of the NBA, first MVP ever. This is a PSA 6, so for a 57 card, pretty good condition. I mean, not badly off center, just a little bit, but really, really sharp looking, really bright still. Great card. Back to the 70s, I have 75 Topps Moses Malone, PSA mid-9. This one still looks kind of cool. Not quite as cool as the 72 or 74 Topps, but once again, still a design that you don't see anymore. And getting this as a mid-9 is very difficult to get this card in a mid-9 or above grade. I think there's still fewer than 500, I believe. That's a PSA 9 or higher. So hard to find in those high grades. Here's one refractor that I picked up a few years ago, actually. I'm really glad I've held on to it during this time period. Dwayne Wade black refractor from 2003 Topps Chrome. And these refractors, anyone in the hobby knows, they've just gone up tremendously in value over the past several years. This one is a numbered 1 to 500. So any of these numbered refractors, especially from like the late 90s, early 2000s, any of the Hall of Fame rookie ones especially, they're just crazy. I mean, there's no way I could afford this card today. When I got it a few years ago, I think it was still going for around, $500-600. It's definitely gone up quite a bit since then. So I'm glad I got that one when I did. And then another one that I'm glad I got when I did is the PSA 6 of the Bird Magic 1980 Topps card. Still pretty cool. All right, and then a few of my BGS ones. You see in the background, I've got Clyde Drexler Star Rookie BGS 8.5. I have a few of the Star cards. I really enjoy the Star cards. I've always liked the look of the Star cards and also how scarce they are compared to the Fleer Premier set. Like, I love the white border here of Isiah Thomas that coincides with a little bit with his jersey. You get the white and blue, his jersey colors. It just looks good and it looks nice. And I like that that they did different border colors on their sets depending on the team colors and everything to kind of match with those. And that's something you don't see very often, especially from like sets from the mid 80s, to say the least. So I really like the Star cards. Isiah Thomas, another guy that is really, I think, underappreciated. And I think when this list of top 75 of the NBA official list comes out, I think he's going to be one of those guys that people are going to remember, oh yeah, he was pretty awesome. And you look at his stats and how great he was in clutch games and the fact that he'd won 2 championships during a time period where Michael Jordan was at his best, and you still have Magic Johnson and Larry Bird playing during his era, so pretty great player. And then I also have the Star of Charles Barkley, still probably top 20 all-time player, top 20, top 25 for sure. And then I've got Giannis, rookie auto. I like his, I think he very quickly caught on to the fact that if he kept signing his autograph like this thousands and thousands of times every year, it was going to be pretty brutal for him. So he changed up this autograph rather quickly. So there are not very many autographs of his that look like this in existence. There's only like, maybe 1 year's worth of autographs, and I think literally, I think after the first year he changed it right after that. So I like having that autograph that you won't see him sign that way anymore. You got the Kobe Topps Chrome BGS 9. Nothing more needs to be said about this card. It's one of the greatest iconic cards that there are in the hobby. I do have a LeBron Finest. He's definitely number 2 on my top 50 list, right behind this other guy I'm going to show. Of course, number 1 is Michael Jordan. Got a Fleer rookie BGS 8, or I'm sorry, BGS 6. I got a while back. I'm just seeing if it'll focus a little bit better, but maybe not. But glad I got that card when I did too. I actually picked that up maybe 3 or 4 years ago. They are definitely a lot pricier at this point than they were at that time. But so like I said, I thinking about trying to do some more videos in the near future, kind of update you on how I'm doing with obtaining the rest of my collection. And like I said, maybe I'll do some more vintage football stuff in the near future as well, and hopefully bring you some interesting content. And I would love it if you hit the like button on this and dropped a comment below. I would love to chat with more people in the hobby and just have fun with this. Well, thank you so much for joining. Have a good day.